for it to get to #1, of course.
Yeah, but beware, budding songwriters. Coming up with an original track is even harder than you'd imagine, especially when you consider 130 million have already been written.
Artistic works like music have been protected by copyright laws designed to stop people ripping each other off for more than 300 years. Since then, learned judges have been kept very busy deciding whether or not someone has been a copycat. And one of the longest-running and most bitterly contested cases in all history involved ex-Beatle George Harrison. The case centred on a song from Harrison's triple album, All Things Must Pass. He wrote it and gave it to his friend Billy Preston, who'd already recorded it. The song was called My Sweet Lord. Journalist Alan Smith commented on the track in a New Musical Express review. His exact words were,
"In its own right, this is a strong song with a chunky feel and but a familiar tune. It seems to owe something to He's So Fine," the song which had been #1 in the American charts for 5 weeks, only about 8 years before.
He's so fine.
He's So Fine by American all-girl group The Chiffons is very similar to My Sweet Lord, as we can hear, with a little bit of technical jiggery-pokery. Alan Smith wasn't the only one to notice this. A company owning rights in He's So Fine was also on the case. And in February 1971, they issued a writ alleging infringement of copyright. Matters came to a head for George Harrison in 1976 with a court hearing in New York.
I had to stand up in court with my guitar. So all these people grilling me and talk about how you write a song, which is really difficult because every song is slightly different anyway.
Peter Oxendale is a forensic musicologist. His job is to compare songs to look for similarities and spot copyright infringements. He's studied the My Sweet Lord court case.
Well, He's So Fine comprises 2 simple motifs. Motif A is just 3 notes.
He's so fine.
Beautiful. It's then followed by motif B. But on the second iteration, we have a different note introduced. Now that's an appoggiatura, it's a grace note.
A grace note, a little twiddle, a little curlicue. The judge looked at both versions of My Sweet Lord, the one performed by George Harrison and the earlier version recorded by Billy Preston. The Preston recording included something that proved crucial. That's motive A. A again. Motive B. Motive B
With
the grace note. Guilty as charged. Send him down to the slammer. It was repeating the grace note in Billy Preston's version that confirmed, as the writer of the song, Harrison was liable for copyright infringement. Although the judge didn't think he deliberately copied He's So Fine, he called it subconscious plagiarism. But think about it. With all those songs buzzing about in your head, how does a budding songwriter avoid subconscious plagiarism? Well, computer experts here at Goldsmiths, University of London, believe they've found the answer. Daniel Mullen-Siefen has devised a computer program designed to make identifying plagiarism a matter of fact, not opinion. The program starts by giving each note in the melody a number based on its length and pitch.
This is what the program looks like.
Oh my goodness. So this is taking it, as it were, note by note through the melody. And then we get to the bottom line.
And come up with a similarity value that ranges between 0, that means it's not similar at all, or 1, which means they're identical. Usually we have a cutoff of, say, 25% similarity, and everything above that would be plagiarism.
Daniel has a database of 14,000 songs, but for the one show, he tested My Sweet Lord against He's So Fine. And the computer says...
For this particular case, we came up to 39%.
So guilty as charged.
You could say so, yeah.
Because the courts found for the company, George Harrison eventually had to pay more than $500,000 for unintentionally plagiarizing He's So Fine. In the music industry, they have a saying, where there's a hit, there's a writ. And according to the judge then, and our computer now, My Sweet Lord is indeed a copy of He's So Fine. But we know which version we prefer, don't we? My lord?